A very good morning, children. Today we complete the last lesson in grammar for the 7th standard for the first semester. I've omitted the auxiliary verb, so I will not be doing that. This will be your last lesson, and with this we complete the portion. Okay, now we are going to learn finite and non-finite verbs. As you know, we have always learned that a verb indicates action. It shows you action. What action you are doing, that's what the verb indicates. Okay. Now we learn a little more, go a little deeper. Let's read. A verb is a word which tells us something about a person or a thing. It tells us about a person or a thing in the state of. First one is doing, that is action. This you already know. The example is the child sleeps. So what is the child doing? Is doing something, and what is doing is sleep. So sleeps is your verb. Second one indicates being. That is a state in which you are. Yes, so the base verb is be, and the other verbs based on this is was, were, am, are. Okay. Now, what is a base verb? If you see, like supposing I say acting, so the base verb will be act. Dancing, base verb will be dance. Walking, base verb will be walk. Now, how do you know a base verb? You can add to, the word to, a base verb. Okay, like to walk, to dance, to act, to sing. Okay, you can't say to singing, to singed, or to sang. Okay, you to sings. You can add to only to the base verb. So you add your base verb and to. Okay, that is called a base verb. The verb from which the other verbs are made. Okay, let's see the example. Meena is a great dancer. So is your main is your state which indicates a verb which indicates a state or in which the person is. Okay, now we go to the next one, that is possession. Possession means either it belongs to someone, to you, or to someone else, or somebody has. Okay, uh, the words that are there, verbs that are there in that, have, has, had, will have, these are all the verbs. Example, she has beautiful eyes. So she possesses something. She has something. Those beautiful eyes belong to her. Okay. What is that verb which indicates has? Clear? So now you learn that verbs indicate three things, not just action. Action, the state in which you are, that is being, and having something, that is possessing. Okay. Now we go ahead. Verbs can be classified as finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Now we go to finite verbs. It is a verb that shows action as well as tense, that is time of action. Okay, this should be action, not okay. I play the guitar regularly. Here it's showing you the tense. So first of all, some action is being done. What is this play? This shows the action. Now when is the action being done? Regularly. You can say I play the guitar every day. I play the guitar on a Sunday. So this is showing when this action or this verb action is being done. This is in the present tense. Okay. I saw the movie yesterday. Now this saw is, as you know, it is past tense. It is an action. When did you see? Yesterday. So it's indicating the time when you did this action. Now we go to the next example. Seema will go to the premiere. Now this is future tense because you see will go. Right? Now, but how, where is the time indicated here? Now the time is indicated in this word premiere. The reason being, premiere means the first show. So whenever the first show is, whether it's today, tomorrow, day after a month, after a year, she intends to go for that first show. That's how the time is indicated. Clear? So you're going to just go for a movie because a movie can be any movie or any time. Whereas here you're specifying only and only when the first show is there. Clear? That's why this indicates the time. Okay, we go to the next. So first thing you remember, finite verbs describe the action as well as the show you the time of the action. And non-finite verbs, they describe only the action but they do not show you the time of the action. So let's read. It's a verb that shows action but not the tense or the time of action. See the first one, they like to swim. Now, to swim is your action, but are they telling you when? Maybe every day, sometimes. No. In the morning, nothing is indicated here. If those words were there here, it would have been a finite verb. Next one. My father uses a walking stick. So he is using a walking stick. Both indicate action, but they're not telling you when. If you can say, if you say every day, okay, that's showing action. That's showing the time of action. So whenever he walks, he is using the walking stick. But here they're not telling you that. Yes, my grandfather uses a walking stick. That's all they say. So it is a non-finite verb. The last one, walking is a mode of exercise. Here again you can see the action but no time of action. Now moving on to the next. Types of non-finite verbs. Now this is the actual part of the lesson. Okay. So first you have participle, gerund, infinitive. Let's see what a participle is. If you don't listen properly, you are going to get confused. So please pay attention because some of them are quite common. Okay. Okay. Now a participle performs a function of the adjective, that is adjectival participle, or purely as a verb, that is verbal participle. This star shouldn't be here, it should be open in brackets. Okay. Now you have two types of participle. One is present participle. How do you understand present participle? You will have the verb plus ing, like do plus doing, say plus saying. Okay. And you will have past participle, when you will have the verb plus the ending of the verb will be with either ed or en or just t or nt or n, etc. Okay, where you have it, this will indicate your past participle. Now listen as I am teaching you the example, you will understand this. Now you know as adjective, what does an adjective do? Describes a noun, correct? And verb of course shows just action. So let's see. The class is full of smiling faces. Now in this, where is your verb? See, what did I say? Verb plus ing here. Okay. So first see what is the tense. Underline it. Second step, see what is the tense. It's present tense. So you write present. You write present participle. Now you have to see whether it is adjectival or whether it is verbal. Okay. So you've got two parts of it, that's present participle. Now how you see adjectival? I told you an adjective describes a noun. So is it a noun after this verb? Yes. Face. So here it's describing the faces. How are the faces? They are smiling. So here, even though it is an action, even though it is a verb, it is doing the work of an adjective. It's describing this noun. Is describing this noun. That is why it becomes adjectival participle. Now we go to the next example. Seeing the police, the thief ran. Again you have ing. The moment you have ing, you should be alert. Okay. So you know it is one of the participles. So you underline it. Now, is it past or present tense? Present tense. So you write present participle. Now which type of a participle? Is there seeing the police? Now there is a noun over here. But is this seeing describing the police? No. There is a noun over here. The police is there. But is the seeing describing the police? No. It's only showing some action. So it is a verbal participle. Clear? So now both. First thing when you see an ing word, underline it. Then see, you know which tense it is. It is present. So you write present participle. But then you look whether it's describing a noun which is next to it. If it's describing a noun next to it, it's adjectival. If it's just showing action, it is verbal. Next one, we do the past participle. He picked. See, in that I have told you ending with ed and ten here. Picked. So it is past participle. Now, is there a noun after this? No. It's just, is it describing it? There is a noun, but it's just describing. Yes, it's not telling you, describing or telling you more about the noun. It's just telling you the action. So here it is verbal participle. And if you see the pieces of the broken, here again past tense. So past participle, but after this there is a noun over here, so it's describing this. What type of a vase is it? It's a broken vase. So it's telling you more about this noun. So it's doing the work of an adjective. So it is past adjectival participle. I'm repeating again, you have to first look at if it's ing or whether it's ed. Then you see the tense. Then you see whether it's describing a noun, it becomes adjectival. If it's not describing a noun, it becomes verbal. Moving on to the next one, that's gerund. Again, gerund is verb plus ing. So now you tell me, teacher, how are we going to identify whether it's a participle or a gerund? It's very easy. When you're talking of a participle, you're talking of what? Adjective plus verb. Adjective plus verb. Whereas when you're talking of a gerund, you're talking of a noun. So here in participle they do the work of an adjective or a verb. In gerund they do the work of a noun. Okay. And noun I told you how do you identify? You say something, something or someone. Okay. Mostly something. Okay. Gerund it performs a function of a noun. Gerund functions either as subject or object. So a noun can be either a subject or can be the object. So subject means subject doing the action or object on which the action is done. Clear? Okay. So now let's see. Gardening is his hobby. So here you have to look out for what? Verb plus ing. Okay? Verb plus ing. So here you saw verb plus ing is here. Underline it. Now, as you see, gardening is his hobby. Can you ask the question, something is his hobby? Can you ask the question, what is his hobby? Remember I told you when you talk of noun, something and what. You think of noun, first things that should come in your mind, something and what. So if you ask, what is his hobby? And you get the answer as gardening, that means it is a noun. And since it's something is his hobby, it's the first beginning of it mostly, it is a subject. Okay, next one. So you will write your answer as gerund subject. You'll write your answer as not just subject, you'll write your answer as gerund subject. Okay, now we go to the second. She loves swimming. So she loves something. Can you ask the question, what does she love, and get this as your answer? Yes, she loves something. What is a something? She loves swimming. This is your answer. See, verb plus ing. So, here is your object. This is your subject, she. This is the action. And she's doing the action on something. So, this is your object. So, you write gerund object. Clear? Remember, participle is verb plus adjective. Gerund is only and only noun. The last one, infinitive, is absolutely easy. You don't have to remember anything. It's just 2 plus the verb. You have 2 plus your base verb. Okay. So when you see to dance, to sing, to whatever, a verb, you know it's an infinitive. Okay. Or it's an infinite verb. The word to precedes the root verb. Example. This is no occasion to cry. See here. To cry. So you just underline and say infinite verb. Second, we eat to live. So again here, you just say infinite verb. This is easy, isn't it? Okay. Now, there is a little, sometimes, very rarely, it's a bit tricky. Now, sometimes the preposition to can be alone, provided the meaning is clear. For example, in a short response, when the whole verb form is used in a previous sentence or clause. Now, see the example. Like sometimes you find to alone and no verb next to it, like this, to cry. It only to will be there. Cry will not be there. But when is it valid? When you have the whole verb form before this, okay, in a previous sentence, pertaining to the same sentence, okay. Not the one you're talking about John and second you're talking about someone else, okay. So you're talking about John itself in the same sentence. Okay, let's see the example. Did you meet? If you look here, this is your base verb. To is not here. Okay, Tina. Answer, no, I wanted to, but she was ill. Now here you see to is all by itself. But you're talking of the same person, Tina, and you wanted to what? You wanted to meet. Yes, you wanted to meet. And meet is there in the previous sentence. So that's why it is valid, but you have to underline both here, to and meet. So it becomes an infinite verb. See the next one, are you going to visit? Here the whole verb is the infinite verb. The museum. Yes, we hope to. They're not saying we hope to visit, just to. But this is valid because here the whole infinite verb is already given in the previous sentence, which is connected with this. Clear? Okay. So now let's go to your exercise. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Now you have to identify the non-finite verbs and state its function. So I'll just do the first one for you. Here ing. The moment you see ing or a verb ending with n or t, you have to be alert. Okay? You have to be alert. Now if you see rolling, okay, ing. So what did I see? Either it can be a gerund or an participle or a participle. So now let's see if it's a gerund. Remember, gerund acts as a noun. So is this a noun? No, it doesn't act as a noun. But it does act as a participle. So that means you are sure now it's a participle. Underline. What tense? Present. So present participle. Present participle. Now see if there is a, what is next to it? Here you have stone. Yes. So is this word describing the stone? What type of a stone? Yes, it's telling you that it's a rolling stone. So it's doing the work of a adjective, an adjective. So it is a present adjectival participle. Next one, same way, if you see a burnt child, again here you have NT. So NT you have no doubt, it is a participle, it's not a gerund or anything else. You underline. Now again, if you know it is past tense, so you write past participle. Now past tense, is there a noun next to it? Yes. Is this telling you more about this noun? Yes. So again it is past adjectival participle. Clear? Now you go to this. Giving is better than receiving. Both are ing. But you can see it's not describing over here anything. There is no noun over here. There is no noun over here. In fact, there is some action being told. So, it is what? A subject. And this is your object. So, what is it? It is gerund, subject, giving, and gerund, object, receiving. Clear? Receiving is gerund, object, and giving is gerund, subject. So, in the same way, you will do all these. Here also, some of them, remember, you have two. That's why I did till this. So, you know you have two. Like in this, you will have met and you will have carrying. Yes. So, you have to check and see. Okay. Whether there are one or there is only one or there are more than one. Mostly there will be two. Sometimes I think in one of the last ones, there are three. Okay. So, oh, and look out only for the ing. See here, this will not come, even though this is a subject. But this will not come, not ending with ing. Only this will come. Clear? Okay. I hope you are able to do everything. Let me just show you the next page. I'll keep this for a few seconds. Okay, I will just read it before I'll read all of this. The fourth one. I met a girl carrying a bunch of roses. Blinded by the storm, they lost their way. Success is not only winning. Working all day, I was tired. To err is human. I want to help you find your missing dog. See, here also you have two answers, okay? Next, they keep the candidate waiting. Friendship requires nourishing. Meena decided she would buy a welding machine as her husband knows welding. Okay, that H should not be capital. It's by default it has happened. Next one, and hope refills my weakened heart. Continue to study dancing. Okay, here also there are two, to study as well as dance. Okay, so hope you are able to do everything and do it rightly. Best of luck for your exams. Thank you. Have a good day.